There are not three ways. There are three names that I've changed for the headline of what you're watching the video. When I was scripting a month back, I kind of kept the name of this one video. The topic is how to create bonus products / online courses. Now, when I was entering the name of this video before recording this, it was 6 ways to create a bonus online course. I wasn't happy with that either. Now when I started talking, I changed, immediately flipped it, and that's what you're going to see even in the thumbnail of it. 6 secrets to create bonus online courses. Thank you so much for joining in this one video / podcast, how you're listening, and we are going to dive down into 6 secrets of how can you create products / online bonuses for bonus products / bonus online courses. Now, why do you need to be creating bonuses? Why do we need to creating bonuses? The bottom line over here is one, your main course is going to, just take an example of the main meal that you're going to have in a restaurant or any dinner or any lunch or any breakfast. This is a main meal that you consume. Okay, will that satisfy you? Yes. Will that help you fill your stomach? Yes. Will that feed your hunger? Yes. Will that help? Will it? Whatever that is. It's going to, from A to Z, if you look at it, your main meal is going to fulfill everything that you want to eat a meal for. Done industry. But why do we have bonus? Why do we have separate side meals, the starters, the dessert towards the end, the drink towards the side? There's like Pepsi over here, there's like Coke over there, there's like side potato wedges over here and French fries over here. We have so many side dishes whenever we're having something. Now, why do we have that? Just so that the main meal becomes smoother, and when we're consuming it, when we're eating it, the right company makes the meal more smoother, not smoothing, smoother. As far as an example that I gave, I'm mouth watering, already fasting and mouth watering. Anyways, point being, when you have a course, the main course that you create, for example, it's for maybe 2 days or 3 days or 5 days. Okay, let's stick with 3 days. You have a main course ready with you. Now, what happens is, the customers, the students that you give the course to, they might not get the results that you promised. Because of that, what happens is you are creating bonuses. Now, bonuses are supplementary courses. You can eat food as well as you can have dry fruits. You can have a proper meal, and you can have French fries side towards the end, towards the side of it. Now, this is not the main meal. This is just going to contribute to this one. This is going to fill your stomach. Now, this is going to smoothen the process of it. Makes sense? Can you drive a two-wheeler just by you sitting on the two-wheeler? Yes. Do you need to wear riding gear? Yes, it protects you. Do you need to wear helmet? Yes, it protects you. Do you need to wear right shoes when you're riding it? Yes, you need to. These are supplementary, not primarily, but then even supplementary plays a huge role in contributing to the success of when you're riding the vehicle, or when you're eating the food, when you're creating the courses. So that being said, there are like 6 ways we're going to talk about over here. 3 minutes already context setting one. First one, how do you create a product? How do you create a bonus if you have zero idea? Okay, if you have zero idea where to start with, if you're very in the initial phase of entrepreneurship and creating online courses, point number 1, study the algorithm. For example, if you are into, give you an example which is not calligraphy for one time. If you're into photography, okay, if you're into teaching people how do you take photographs and how do you take, let's say, wedding photography, if you want to take wedding photography for people, if you're into that one, okay, and if you have knowledge about photography, but you have no knowledge about how can you present that in a course, how do you what do people need from me, how can I craft it, and how can I structure it, how can I organize it, how can I prioritize it? When you talk about all these things, you go to YouTube, learning machine, you go to YouTube, video engine, you go to YouTube and search, okay, wedding photography mistakes and myths, and what do people want to learn from me, you keep on searching, you keep on relying, like the ways to take wedding photography, the methods to take wedding photography, the cameras you need to have. You have the knowledge within you. You have not just knowledge, you have experience of it within you, but then you need to be knowing what do they need to be knowing from me. What is the market wants from me? What is market looking out for me? So you've got the experience, you've got the knowledge, now they have the need, you just have to fill, you just have to bridge the gap and give them what they want based on your experience and your knowledge. Okay, point number 1 is algorithm. Remember this. Remember, A is for algorithms. Okay, study the algorithm. Once you're done with YouTube videos, which you'll never be done with YouTube videos, move on to blogs. There are like thousands of blogs written, thousands and millions of people are writing blogs and creating videos on the subject matter that you're going to talk about, that you're expert already in. There are like legends who are already doing it. There are people like you who are just starting off as well. You don't have to compete with anyone. You don't have to compete with anyone and compare yourself with anyone. You're just doing your job, bringing your flavor to the table. That's all. You're just being unique, bringing your voice to the table. That's all. Okay, studying from algorithm. Point number 2 is B. A was algorithm, B was brainstorming. When you create products, now algorithm was purely based on AI. What they are giving you, suggesting you, you consume that, you make a list of it, prioritize it, and take off everything that you feel you're not connected with, and you build your own list to it. Point number 2 is brainstorming. Brainstorming purely comes from your experience. One of the hacks that I used to do way back in 2020 of creating content was I stopped it from a while because I kind of forget it. I'm recording it, I'm kind of recollecting as well. I should be doing it. When this hack that I've learned from is one of my mentor, Catherine Jones. How she did brainstorming was she wrote an idea of what the content has to be around. The course, for example, in this case, a course has to be around. In the center of it, she wrote the idea of it, the topic of it, and then she filled the whole page writing and brainstorming, just vomiting the whole ideas that you've got within you. Just keep on unleashing yourself. When you start for the first time, you might just have one thing that you've written over here. You practice it with experience, with your knowledge. Things are going to come out and you're going to flood content. It just so happens that you start with one, it goes all the way to 100, 200, 300 pieces of content. Anything that you feel and you find is relevant for that topic at that moment, it just blindly write it. We'll organize it later on. We will scrap which is not required later on. But for now, the goal is don't stop writing for next 20 minutes. That's the goal. Whatever comes to your mind, just keep on writing. Whatever comes to your mind, just keep on filling the whole page. If you need one page, take one page. If you need 10 pages, take 10 pages. The goal is not to stop writing for 20 minutes based on your experience. Point number 1 was algorithm, A, B, and C. Algorithm, brainstorming. Third one is community. Now, what do you mean by community? Interact with people. When you interact with people who want to learn from you, this might not be relevant for you at the moment if you don't have any contacts around you who wants to learn what's within you. So leverage A and B for you at the moment. Over a period of time, when you have contacts, you can ask them and get the feedback from them as well. If you don't have that, follow A and B. Extremely helpful. Now, if you have people around you whom you can go ahead and ask them, okay, this is what I'm doing, what do you want to learn from me? This is what I'm doing, what do you want to learn from me? What would you like to learn from me? And you go and ask from them, and when they give you the feedback, okay, these are things that I'm struggling with. These are things, again, you can do this on algorithm, you can do this with your own brainstorming as well. But then when you go out and ask people directly, once you get directly from the market what they want, create a product and give them back to them, you are eventually going to make money. They're going to consume it because they were already in need of it. You, based on your experience and their need, you kind of bridge the gap, immediately create a content, give it to them. So you interact with them. Point number 1, A and B and C. Algorithm, brainstorming, community, interaction. Okay. The fourth one is create and craft content on the priority based manner, not relevance based manner. When you're creating product bonus online courses, always remember, go with the sequential format. Once they consume your main course, day 1, day 2, day 3, what are they supposed to be consuming on day number 4? It's very important. You don't just vomit your knowledge on them, you just dump your knowledge on it. This is what I know and I've created a course. You don't do that. You give them what's the step number 4 to them. Okay, I've watched day 1, day 2, day 3. What's it that they need to be watching next? So that what they have learned in day 1, day 2, day 3 becomes easier for them to understand, for them to digest what they've learned, and they'll get different perspectives of maybe the same thing. Just a different perspective of the same thing, but in a different angle, in a different method, in a different approach altogether, so that what they've learned will go within them deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, on creating and crafting on priority based. Fifth one, arranging what you have created in products again on priority based manner. Again, fourth and fifth point are the same thing. Arranging, creating and crafting. Fifth one is arranging on priority. Like, okay, bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, bonus 4, bonus 5. Once you create it, you have to be very specific. Okay, in the Academy of Art and Science, what happens? First, you consume the core business game plan. You know everything about business over here. Then, okay, it's not just enough for you, and I cannot ask you to go and start working on the business idea, because you cannot do that. You're just 3 days old over here. I cannot ask you to go take massive actions, which you will fail. I have failed as well. We cannot do that, and I cannot expect that from you, because I cannot expect that even from me. So day number 4 is where step number 1 comes in. Step number 4 comes into picture. What? Creating a core sacred system. Once you create your core sacred system, you know exactly who you are. You know exactly what your shortcomings are, what your strengths are, what has to, when you're getting stressed out, when you're getting overwhelmed, when you feel like you're quitting, when you feel like you're winning and you don't have to become arrogant. What are the counteractive strategies that you need to be doing? So once that is ready, we move on to core superpower. So once this is ready, then we move on to the direction we want to take in this whole business and entrepreneurship journey. Then we move on to creating products and so on and so forth, learning about budget and so many cool things. So that's how you arrange on a person. Like, what goes first step, what goes, it's all about sequential manner. Point number 6 is you go out and sell them or ask them to watch and learn what they've already consumed. That brings us to the conclusion of this video. Point number 1 was algorithm, brainstorming, community / interaction. The fourth one is creating and crafting, priority based, arranging, and ask the world to watch the products that you've created. And that brings us to the conclusion of this video / podcast. How are you listening? Thank you so much for making me this topic a part of your day. Good 12 minutes. Thank you so much, and I am going to see you in another cool video.
ترجل بصوت وخيل فما لك في الأرض درب صحيح